Ella Fitzgerald is considered one of the greatest jazz singers of all time and sold over 40 million albums. We shouldn't say sold, it's still selling. The Virginia native died in 1996 at the age of 79, but her music will last forever. In honor of what would have been her 100th birthday, the Richmond Jazz Society and the Virginia Repertory Theater will celebrate her legacy with a special presentation. Ella at 100, award-winning jazz singer and actress Desiree Roots Centeo, and talented saxophone player James Gates give us a preview this morning. Thank you both for coming in on a Monday morning.
Thank you.
And this is so exciting. I would say daunting, being a big fan of Ella. I said one of the best, I think probably the best jazz singer who used her voice like an instrument.
Yes.
And was one of the first people to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She was one of the first people, like you say, to use her voice as an instrument and to literally become part of the band. That's one of the, I think, the biggest lessons I've taken from Ella. It's not just, you know, a vocalist or you're not just a singer. Your voice is your instrument. So.
Yeah, they say phrasing is so important to that kind of music, and she was obviously a master at that too.
Yes.
So when you put those two elements together, this is, like I said, this is, I know you can do it, but I wouldn't suggest this for a lot of folks.
You know, Ella's not easy to do. It's very challenging, and you have to have a good ear because she will mess with a melody. So it's like within jazz, you sing a verse and they'll say, you know, you sing it straight, and then you go back and you sing it and you kind of manipulate it. She would do that off the bat. Yeah. So, you know, but it's just, that was just her talent. She was just so wonderfully gifted in doing that and turning her voice into an instrument.
All right, so James, complimenting with a real instrument, that how much rehearsal do you guys have to do to make this actually work, or is it something that comes naturally, or is it just appear natural to us and you've got to put hours of work in?
Well, it's the hours of work that you put in, because we study jazz a lot, and especially Ella, so that's like a conversation always goes on. So studying the history of it, you know, we just have fun, and we always kind of compliment each other when we start to play.
She started as a young girl singing, basically.
Oh, yeah.
You were saying before the camera came on, she seemed always nervous backstage.
Exactly.
The stories you hear.
Frank Foster, who was the director with Count Basie Orchestra, was telling me that she would just be backstage wringing her hands or kind of pace back and forth.
So that nervous energy, obviously, once the curtain's up or the lights come on, do you have anything like that? I mean, do you have nervous energy going into?
Mine is horrible. Yeah. You'll see me running, and I'm running to a certain place before I have to get in front of the microphone, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
So that will happen quite often. You know, like I say, the nervous energy. And Ella was very bashful, too. You know, she was very girlish-like. Even as she aged, she still had that girlish charm, and many people may not know that, but I tend to be a little, you know, I like to be behind the scenes, but that bashfulness, you know, but once you get out in front of the audience, it transforms you. So I think we use that nervous energy to propel us into a great performance.
We hear stories all the time about musicians playing in weird keys so they'd have a unique sound. Anything like that with Ella, or is she pretty much just dazzled you with talent?
Eliana's, Eliana, I'm thinking about my daughter. Ella, I wouldn't say so much odd keys, because she could sing in any key. She did the lower keys, she did the upper keys, but I think it's what she did with the scatting. She manipulated a lot of those notes and a lot of the phrasing within that.
And so, obviously, James, your job is going to be able to try to keep up with that. Do you do a little chant back and forth between the two of you all the time?
We have a conversation.
Absolutely.
A conversation. It's the second time that has happened.
A music conversation.